The weather today, we're having rain. Oh, that's not good. We had so much snow come down and now just rain? I don't like that. That's not nice. Oh, it's a really, really rugged winter day. Bra off because we're inside for a little bit. Yeah, we don't want to be outside in the rain, do we? Kosa lite. Good morning, everyone. Come on, kitty. There is Scrape. Oh, he's mad about the weather. Aren't we all? What a strange winter day. We had like the perfect snow come down for the last few days. And we were really hopeful that this would really extend our winter season, which feels like it's been so short because we had, you know, the whole month of snowstorms. And that kind of made the whole season feel very tight. We just only now started going out to the off-grid cabin, and like when it's raining outside, this kind of feels like this could be the end of the season. Generally, it hasn't been other years. We've had some years with rain where it's come in the middle of the season and then it's kind of like snowed and been fine again. So I think that's what I'm gonna have to focus on. We're 1 week away from Polar Day, aren't we? Let me double check. What day is it? We are 10 days away. Yeah, so next Sunday, Polar Day begins with midnight sun season. How crazy is that? Weirdly enough, I'm not dreading it as much this year. I don't know if it's because we have the blinds in our cabin, which we didn't have before. And I think maybe also I'm gonna try to kind of focus on it being an adventure season and really do stuff outside and under the midnight sun. But then I also hope that we get some snow so we get a good start to the midnight sun season. So it's like snowy, sunny winter. But you know what? The weather up here, you just have to go with the flow. But it's been like this before. Every year is different, you know? Some years are great, some years are like this. You never know. But it's also the perfect day to make a fire and just relax. It's like 0 degrees outside, so it's not super cold. Today, Grim and I have a very exciting announcement. If you've been here on my channel for a little bit, you know that I did my author debut with my book Life on Svalbard, which also got translated into German, so it's called Spitsbergen. And this was incredibly exciting, and I've always had a dream of writing and creating books. So now, are you ready? I don't know if I am. I can tell you that my next book that's going to be out is going to be my debut children's book. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm gonna cry. The Polar Night Adventure, Grimm's Starlit Journey Across Svalbard, releases in September this year. It has been a dream of mine to make a book about Grim and his adventures on Svalbard. The Polar Night Adventure is about Grim suddenly finding himself lost and all alone in the polar night on Svalbard. Then on his journey, trying to find his way back home, he meets Arctic foxes, reindeer and beluga whales and other animals that we have here on Svalbard. On this adventure, Grim has to try to find his way home, but he's all alone out in the very scary dark Arctic, and you have to be brave and courageous. And this is actually based on the one time when I was out taking photos of the Northern Lights and Grim was with me. And then the next moment he was not with me anymore. And he went on his own little adventure through the polar night. And well, we got him back a few hours later, but I imagine that this is what that journey would have looked like. It is illustrated by the incredible Suzie Mason, and her illustration style is so beautiful. And the way she made Grim and captured his likeness is just incredible. Look at his fluffy tail and his fluffy legs, and that was my one big worry. How do we make Grim look like Grim? Well, Grim looks like Grim. I've been dreaming about doing a book about Grim for years. I kind of knew exactly what I wanted. We have this beautiful nature right outside our doors, and I really wanted it to translate into the illustrated version, very much like a picture book version of Svalbard. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like she really captured that. And what's so special about a book like this, I feel, is that the magic of this book is not only the story, but also the fact that the story is real in a way. The animals live here, and Grim lives here in his little cabin. And I just feel like that's such a cool crossover, If my nieces and nephews are reading this, they know that Grim actually does live on Svalbard with Cecilia in a cabin. The Polar Night Adventure publishes worldwide at the end of September this year, but pre-orders are open now. And what I didn't know about pre-orders is that they're actually really important. They help you get into bookstores and they get more exposure for the book. They're really important. So if you're thinking about grabbing a copy of this, pre-ordering would be amazing. Since it's going to drop just before Christmas, I feel like this could be such a good Christmas gift for kids, but also for an adult that is a fan of Grim. I'm just going to have a stack of these this big, just so I can look at them, because this is a dream come true.
So what is Grim's story, and how did he end up here on Svalbard? Grim is turning 11 years old this year, and he has lived with me for 8 of those years. He was actually my friend's dog in the beginning, and I met him when he was around 1 year old, when his then owner Olivia and I worked at Huset together, which was my first job here on Svalbard. Grim and I hit it off right away, and we had this connection that I've never had with an animal before. I've never owned a dog before, only cats, and there was just something about Grim and our connection that felt really unique. I started watching Grim whenever they went on vacations, and as they became our best friends, I naturally spent more and more time with Grim. At one point, I even moved into an apartment with Olivia and Einar and Grim and his dog brother Fenris, and lived with them for about 2 years. When Christopher and I moved out to our cabin, Grim came with us. We had gotten so attached to each other, and we also thought it could do wonders for his somewhat restless soul. He was a very nervous and scared dog when he was younger, and I remember how he wouldn't even jump into a car without shaking. He was just kind of scared of everything. But when we moved out to the cabin, we noticed that he really enjoyed being the only dog in the family. It meant he got all the attention and he didn't have to compete with anyone. And over the years, we've watched his confidence grow, and he has truly become just so confident in himself. Grim is a Finnish Lapphund, and in many ways, he's exactly the kind of dog that's made for a life like this. Cold days, long adventures, and living closely with nature. The love I have for this dog is unlike anything I've ever experienced. And on his 4th birthday, I was gifted his passport and adoption papers. And from that day on, he was officially mine. It was such an incredibly selfless act from Olivia and Einar, and I will forever be grateful to them for that. They lived in the cabin next door until a few years ago, which meant that Grim could go and see them all the time, which was also really special. They've now moved to Sweden, where they live on a farm with their 2 beautiful daughters and Fenris, and we make sure to visit them whenever we can. I will always be so grateful that they gave me the gift of Grim in my life, and I cannot wait to bring them a copy of this book. It's just going to be such a special moment.
Head to the link in the description to pre-order the Polar Night Adventure, Grimm's Starlit Journey Across Svalbard. Thank you so much for being here and always supporting us and always giving Grimm so much love. We love you guys. Do you want to leave them alone? How exciting is this? My debut children's book. Yeah, and your first book, Grim.